How's it going, Chiefs Kingdom? You're watching the Legion of Zoomcast with myself, Brad Simcox, and a very excited Tom Childs.
Yeah, I am.
Super Bowl party.
Super Bowl Zoom party.
Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in.
Boys, ladies, everyone, we're going back.
We like it so much, we're going back.
We're going back. We're not actually going back to the Super Bowl.
No,
I've already made that promise to my fiance that I am not going to. Yeah, fiance. I get to say fiance now, by the way.
Yeah.
I've already made that promise that I'm not going to Florida this year to watch the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. This year, we will be watching it on our own from our homes, but via Zoom, which actually hasn't been that bad, to be fair. It's been better than watching it on your own without Zoom. But yes, the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. Unbelievably, the team that coins this phrase, run it back, for them, it's not a slogan, it's a way of life. And
it's a promise. It's a promise. That's what it is.
Promise from this team, from the gods that give us Patrick Lavon Mahomes. It's just what they do. Everyone doubted this team except us, except themselves. And for the second year in a row, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. And this is incredible.
How many times have we been telling NFL fan bases, this is it. This is the truth. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
And all the time, they're like, nah, you're gonna have a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
Mahomes is gonna get found out. Yeah. Mahomes isn't, he's overrated because he's got all these weapons. But then on the flip side, they're saying, well, Kelsey's only like brilliant because he's got Mahomes throwing at him. All that kind of rubbish. We're getting all sorts of this like.
You have the Pittsburgh Steelers going 11-0. You have the Buffalo Bills coming up. You have the Cleveland Browns that are going to run all over the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, constant. We're going to go into this further in a little bit.
Definitely.
Something planned for
we need to.
We've got something planned for the terrible takes. But it's just astounding how everyone doubts this team. And this team has legitimately been the best team in football for 3 years now. Okay, we didn't win the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but overall, we've been the best team for the best part of 3 years. Mm-hmm. Well, ever since Mahomes took over, we've been the best team in football. And you're now starting to see a team that's making a case to be one of the best of all time. Like, you're seeing a legendary team here because this collection of offensive pieces is perfect, paired with a coach who is probably the greatest offensive mind of all time. And on the other side, you've got a defense that when it gets to January, just knows how to turn up and play lights out like they did yesterday. You could put this team against any of like the other decade's golden side from that era, and this team would hang with them. You can't say that about every Super Bowl champion.
No.
You genuinely are seeing one of the best teams of all time, Kansas City. And it's great.
But the level of disrespect I think we've seen this year has been astounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I mean, I think it's taken a lot of the Chiefs fans by in shock, basically, because of the things that have been said, and literally just trying to minimize this kind of or reduce this team, like as if they're just they're just pretenders. They're not pretenders.
Mm-hmm.
We like you said,
everyone else is pretenders.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were like 14-2 in the season. One of those was a throwaway game anyway.
Yeah.
And then getting into the playoffs, it's like you were really going to choose the Browns over the Chiefs. The Super Bowl champion Chiefs, who got Mahomes and all the weapons and all, the defense, the defensive stars we've got. It just, I don't know, like you said, we're going to get into it in more detail, but I mean, it's just, like I said, the level of disrespect that we seem to have witnessed this year has been off the chart. And it's no wonder people on social media have been reacting the way they've been reacting because they've been calling out these takes, exposing these takes for what they are. It's just a lot of it's just clickbait shit, basically, isn't
it? In a word, yes, it is. Unfortunately, we are the most pettiest fan base in the world, and our and our players seem to be even more petty than we are. I don't know if it's something that's new to this team or just the last couple of years, or maybe Patrick Mahomes is leading it, or they all watched The Last Dance and saw how Michael Jordan went.
It became personal with me.
And it's great because every single thing that gets said, I know is read or watched by the player themselves. We've all seen the gif of Patrick Mahomes in place of Ryan from The Office where he checks it off. And I swear that's what they're doing. I swear that's what this team is doing. And it's great. Should we just go straight into the good, bad, the ugly and then hit this one to begin with? Because we might as well.
All right, let's forget about the good then. Let's just go straight into the bad because we were just leading straight into it anyway. So why not? Let's do it. The bad thing that happened in this game or before this game or after this game, what was it, mate, for you?
For me, it's the bad thing isn't bad to do with us. It's us feeling bad for everyone that decided to make a take what we were talking about for the last 3 or 4 minutes, because they are everywhere. Let's start with that graphic from ESPN, shall we? The one that they definitely saw before the game. What was it? They were comparing coach, quarterback, wide receiver, and defense, right? Yeah. And apparently the only advantage that the Kansas City Chiefs had over the Buffalo Bills going into this game was coach and defense, which means that whoever decided to put that graphic together thought that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are better than Tyreek Hill and Patrick LeBon Mahomes. Now, I can get behind the Tyreek Hill thing and Stephon Diggs. I understand that. They are 1A, 1B, and 1C with him and Devontae Adams. I know I sat here last week and said that Stephon Diggs is probably the best wide receiver in the league, but at the same time, I do understand the case for Tyreek Hill as well. So I kind of get that. But Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes?
Josh Allen?
I'm Ron Burgundy?
I just don't get it. Clickbait shit, as you just put it. And it just makes me laugh that someone got paid to put that graphic together. So rightly, ESPN, they get called out for it. Rightly, Patrick Mahomes, he sees that and does the yawn emoji afterwards. He quote tweets and sees the yawn emoji. That's not the worst take of this weekend. What's your worst take so far?
We haven't even started yet, my friend.
We have not.
We have not even started with the bad takes. I've seen so many. I mean, I know you always tell me never to watch the guy, but I always think that Colin Cowherd is brilliant for these, like, just getting loads of receipts. So I literally throw back at him when this game is over with. I mean, Colin Cowherd has a plethora of a back catalogue of being wrong consistently. Yeah. I mean, there was one of them. I took a screenshot of it on Twitter and I posted it up, and it was I think he did something. It was a segment he did where it was the quarterbacks that are left in the playoffs. If it was just down to the quarterback talent, these would be the teams that would go through to the Super Bowl. And he had Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. He wasn't just wrong once, he was wrong twice, right? I mean, you couldn't be any more wrong if you tried.
No, you could not.
It's just, it doesn't even stop there. Before the game, he actually said that he was worried about Patrick Mahomes' toe.
Okay, that's fair enough. I can allow that. I was worried about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was worried about that. But obviously, he said something like that the Chiefs' defense couldn't hang with the Bills' offense, and Andy Reid will have to settle for field goals.
Say what?
Yeah. Because, this offense has always settled for field goals in January, Patrick.
Yeah, they've always done it, yeah. They always play it safe, there's no high risk or anything like that with this team. But settling
they certainly didn't score 7 touchdowns in 7 drives last year in a playoff game, did they? There's not this Kansas City Chiefs team. They were going to settle for field goals yesterday. Oh, wait a tick. No, that was the Buffalo Bills. And you think You think that takes bad? Well, Adam Shine probably come up with a worse one. He posted a 2-minute, 47-second video of explaining why Josh Allen was the best quarterback on the field going into Arrowhead on Sunday. Come again for Big Fudge? Right. I like Josh Allen. I do like Josh Allen. This is not a beating up on Josh Allen podcast, videocast. Josh Allen is a very, 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 very good football player. And he has been for the last 2 or 3 months. He's shown so much improvement since he got drafted that he is now up there in the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks in the league. I'm not willing to put him in the top 4, by the way. He's definitely in the top 6 or 7, but he's not in the top 4.
Yeah.
But he is a very good player. But this guy, he's got off to the greatest start of a quarterback's career ever. Statistically, in terms of winning things, everything, every category. He's the best ever in terms of starting
records.
And not only that,
he's already got a jersey in Canton.
Exactly, probably 5.
Yeah.
You go past the stats and you just watch him play. I don't know how anyone can, again, get paid to make these takes. Is it because they want people like us to go, give me those takes and then throw them back out there with our rage because we are falling for it. Take that, my pretties.
Receipts, lots of receipts. Fire that back.
But we're falling for it. But that's not the worst take of the weekend, is it, Brad?
It's not. We're going deeper. No, the other one, I think you shared it around actually, which was the Marcellus Wiley one.
Yeah, another one.
But I think that was a good 6-minute footage of him talking about the Bills, and all this.
I'm a believer. That's what we are. Buffalo Bills Mafia.
The Josh Allen, and he's arrived. You can now safely say he belongs in this quartet of awesome quarterbacks.
And now we have a quarterback that has arrived. People are like, how you know he's arrived? He hasn't even played this game yet. I will repeat the names that he's going to be in the company of this weekend. Tom Brady.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's arrived. He's somewhere where he belongs.
This guy's arrived already. I'm thinking, come on. He's done well to get here this year. He's not done it on a consistent basis. But to put all of that pressure on Josh Allen, I felt really bad for the kid because there is all of this pressure on him that, he was going to go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, no pun intended there. And yes, he has got Stephon Diggs, like you said earlier. He is a great wide receiver, and he's proven that throughout the season. But it's playoff football now. How many times have we seen teams do really well during the season and then just fall off in the playoffs because they just cannot adjust to how whether it's the high octane, high pressure, or whatever it is of this game. You just can't count out Patrick Mahomes. You just can't do it, especially in the playoffs. And like you said, if people are just putting things out there, really putting Patrick Mahomes further down on any ranking, it could be anything. If you put him further down on any ranking, he is going to use that as ammunition.
Yeah.
I just don't get what the arrangement is or the idea is about trying to fire up Patrick Mahomes. But please keep doing it because it's working.
Let's film this movie about a compromised Chiefs team. Oh, limping, sputtering throughout the season, not looking the same.
Oh, 100%, yeah. If you work in sports media and you have an opinion that is clearly wrong, please voice it. Please voice it because it's entertaining for us and it does motivate the team. So, yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, we're going to get that. We're going to get that for the next 2 weeks, aren't we?
100%.
Because Mahomes is playing a certain Tom Brady, who many revere as the greatest of all time. Yeah?
Correctly.
Fair to say that?
Yeah.
But are we going to now see this where they're going to lean on the Tom Brady thing now and just think Mahomes hasn't got a chance in hell against going against Tom Brady? Are we going to hear that all for the next 2 weeks? Or are they actually going to finally realize that, you know what, this Mahomes kid, he's pretty special?
Mm-hmm. I don't know which way he's going to go for this particular game because for the first time, you've got a quarterback matchup in the Super Bowl where a lot of people won't want either team to win because people are sick to death of the Chiefs already. And a lot of fan bases hate Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see which way people swing towards. But we're coming to that. We've got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've got a few shows between now and the Super Bowl. We can get into the preview and we can collect some bad takes and we get our receipts and we make sure that we have them in our back pocket. So as soon as the Chiefs win the Super Bowl for the second time in 2 years, we can throw them out there back again. But I'm going to go to my good now.
All right, go on then. Go to your good.
Loved that, by the way. Really enjoyed the takes, even if I do say so myself. The good. Well, I'm going to start us off. Right, we've talked offense. We've talked Mahomes a little bit. They were excellent yesterday. We need to give some love to this defense. We
Definitely.
really need to give some love to this defense because we did just say Josh Allen was playing really well, and yesterday he went 28 of 48 for 287, 2 touchdowns and an interception. That's an Alex Smith line, and we know that an Alex Smith line wouldn't be enough to beat this team. Like you need to be in the 400 yards, 4 touchdowns range to beat this Kansas City team. And the Bills offense never stood a chance because I don't know what Spag said to them. I don't know what was schemed up, but there was just no open wide receivers for the Bills at all.
No.
They kept highlighting it on the commentary about sticky coverage. And it was right.
I love that. Sticky. They were circling it as they went, didn't they? Sticky. I was like, this is brilliant. I'm loving this.
It was just excellent. Even up front, they were getting pressure. Frank Clark had 2 sacks.
I smell blood in the water. There's blood in the water.
Exactly. He turned up. Chris Jones had a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
He lived in the backfield yesterday. He might not have got the stats to back that up, but he was causing havoc.
You know what? It was almost like he woke up in the playoffs where he was just manhandling that lineman, wasn't he? He was just running with him, like lifting him right up and just running through him.
In particular, where the right guard, he just beat him all hands up straight off the snap, and the guy went to push and he was just like, "Get out of here!" Just straight in the backfield. It was phenomenal. But this defense, if they can play coverage like that in 2 weeks' time, again we get into this, then this Super Bowl is going to be a cakewalk. Overall, I just think we need to give love to this defense because it was phenomenal. The offense special teams put them in a bad position early on, but what you take away those 6 points, they conceded a touchdown in garbage time. So really, they conceded 4 field goals. Really and truly, they conceded four field goals in an AFC Conference Championship game, which is just phenomenal. They turned up at the biggest moment yet again.
I think my good. I think I'm going to pick out one player here, and it's our stalwart player as well, Travis Kelce. The amount of times he was wide open last night, was. I thought he was playing on the field on his own. I thought it was just like playing like backyard football where he just found ways to get free all the time, and that was always a stat. Obviously, that a lot of the talking heads did get right. Was it 30th or something or 31st overall against tight ends? Was this Bills defense? And the Chiefs exploited that massively last night, just brilliantly. But like, going back to what you're saying about the defense, very impressed with the way the defense played, and it just sets them up really for the Super Bowl now, doesn't it? Playing like that, getting the confidence back, getting a couple of sacks from Frank Clark. Chris Jones against Tom Brady, he's going to go running through that lineman to get to Tom Brady. He wants Tom Brady because they've had a bit of a to do each time, haven't they? Like the last few times they've played. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Do we have any ugly?
We do. I think before we go to, I just want to touch on one player on the offense. You surprised me with who you picked, by the way. I do think he's an excellent selection. Travis Kelce was phenomenal, but I do think we need to give love to Tyreek Hill as well, who went 9 for 172 yards, including that 75-yard catch and run, which reminded me very much of the one he had against the Chargers in. I think Patrick Mahomes' first ever pass in the NFL.
Is that the sling you're about?
Yeah, the sling.
Yeah, that's my favourite ever. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill connecting touchdown.
11 years pitching in the major leagues. Oh, the sling!
to Tyreek Hill, and look out, Tyreek Hill.
It reminded me a bit of that. Obviously, the moves afterwards were a bit more fancy. How he got out of those 4 defenders' grasp, I do not know. And unfortunately, their backside coverage defender made a really good play to get back and stop him from scoring. But he was phenomenal last night, considering how much of a quiet game he had against Buffalo the first time round. To come back and play like he did against the same team yesterday was just phenomenal. They just didn't have an answer for the offense.
Nothing.
The offense could have done what they wanted yesterday. And if it wasn't for Tyreek Hill himself dropping that ball in the first drive, which was a dime from Mahomes, by the way, this game would have been out of hand by halftime. It really would have been.
Yeah. I think the final score would have been close to 50, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if they needed to, the Chiefs could have put a 50 burger on them, 100%. Yeah. This game was never a doubt. I've never been so relaxed about a playoff game in my life.
Especially an AFC championship game as well, mate.
It was mad. Like, even when we went 9-0 down, okay, we were a bit annoyed with it, but it wasn't like, oh, we're out of the playoffs now. It wasn't all doom and gloom. It was like, okay, we just have to score points quicker than we were hoping to. Ugly. Eric Fisher's injury. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
You've got
Achilles, yeah.
Because not only does it rule him out for this Super Bowl, like, you're looking at next year now and thinking, do you bring him back? Because he's not going to be right.
It's the worst time, isn't it, for him?
Yeah, till the end of the year. You now got a problem with Mitchell Schwartz looking like he's probably going to retire. And then Eric Fisher with an Achilles tendon injury. I do feel sorry for the guy. And he looked upset yesterday. You could tell there was a point where Andy Reid was talking to him on the sideline. They showed it on camera, and it's just you could tell that both guys were devastated for Eric Fisher. It's a shame. And obviously now they've got some things to sort out before the Super Bowl and who's going to play on the offensive line, because you've obviously got Wininski to come in at right guard, and then you've got Austin Reiter there at centre. But then that's it from like last year's Super Bowl offensive line. It's just been decimated. It really has.
And it's strange to think that this Chiefs team really has had this O-line's just been patched up right the way throughout the season, hasn't it, as well? And to still have the winning record that they had. Can you imagine Patrick Mahomes with a star-studded O-line? Can you imagine?
Not even a star-studded, just like a good to very good, like healthy offensive line. Even if he had like the starting offensive line with Assembly, Fisher, Reiter, LDT, and Mitchell Schwartz all healthy, this team could not be stopped. There's no beating this team. It would be outrageous, and we have to see what they do in the offseason to address offensive line, because they need to get some bodies back there, and they need to get some healthy bodies back there.
I don't know whether to choose this as my ugly or whether I should have it as a bad. The spill from Mecole Hardman. I'm back on that again. I'm back on Mecole Hardman once again.
You say special teams altogether.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah, let's try and deflect it away from Mecole, because I don't want to give him any more bad rep. But I wasn't happy with his decision making on that. I know it's easy to say on hindsight after the event that he should have probably taken a fair catch, but I just had this feeling when they punted it, and I knew Mecole Hardman was at the other end. I thought, oh, please don't spill it. And I actually said those words on our Zoom call, didn't I? I said, please don't spill it. And when he did, I was like, I don't know if it was me or whether it was him. It actually jinxed it. There's clearly something amiss there, isn't there? I know they give him the opportunity later on as well to obviously do some more punt returns, which he seemed to do. He seemed to sort out fine. But I felt more comfortable when Pringle was doing the punt returns after that for a little bit. I was going to say how Hardman bounced back after that, though.
Yeah,
I think that needs mentioning, because the team, you could see Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, couldn't you? Just saying, just get your head up, forget about it, don't worry about it. We've got this, you know. And when you've got a leader like that telling you that don't worry about that, we can fix this, and then the very next drive he goes and Mahomes gives him the touchdown, throws a pass to him and he gets the touchdown straight away. That's leadership, and that's not talked about enough in Patrick Mahomes' game.
Well, it's not only Patrick Mahomes; it's also Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid. They were clearly wanting to get the ball into his hands as soon as possible.
Definitely.
So they had obviously the touchdown score, which was probably the easiest play Micah Hardman will ever score on, and then they obviously had the 50-yard rush as well, which was an excellent play. I love the fact that when he threw his coat over himself, that someone come along immediately and was like, "No, you're not hiding from this.
Yeah,
chin
take
up."
it off. Yeah.
In terms of special teams, I think we have to mention the onside kick as well. Okay, didn't cost us at all. It was something out of nothing. But if you know you've got an onside kick coming, why have you got Armani Watts on Hans' team? Like, you've got all these receivers with excellent hands. Okay, granted, they're opening themselves up to a hit, but why not put, I don't know, DeMarcus Robinson or Byron Pringle that are used to taking hits? Why not put them back there and also got good hands? It's obviously not anything major because it didn't cost us, and the chances of it happening again are slim. I just hope the Chiefs are aware that in that situation they can put someone probably a bit more reliable back there using their hands than Armani Watts. Not a massive special teams gaff, but just a little one, just little things that we're not used to seeing. Like in the Andy Reid era, is special teams gaffes, but we're seeing more and more negative plays from special teams as the seasons go on. And just something we need to nip in the bud, because the offense, the defense both played A+ games yesterday, and special teams probably played a C-. So it's something that we need to be aware of going forward.
Yeah, and obviously Booker had a decent game as well, didn't he? Really, from what he was taking. So, hopefully he's ironed out those issues that they were having. I think they were saying before it was something to do with the way that the ball was being spun from the snap. And they're more technical at it than what we are, I suppose. But whatever it is, I hope they've sorted it out. Just overall, I mean, the Chiefs, like you said, it was a bit more of a relief, wasn't it? That we were just sat there. We were singing songs. Well, we were a bit merry, mind. We did have a few beers and whiskies in us, didn't we? But we were singing songs. We were just quite relaxed, just having a look on what was going on Twitter and stuff like that. Just enjoying the whole atmosphere of it all, and just watching this team just cruise. And going back to the bad takes, this thing kept re-emerging all the time throughout the last couple of weeks. I think it was that the Chiefs are no good anymore because they're not blowing out teams.
Yeah.
I mean, when was that actually? Do you get extra points if you blow out teams? What is it that all of a sudden? I mean, it never got mentioned when the likes of Tom Brady was winning games by a few points. Never gets mentioned, but like we said, there seems to be this like agenda that's like trying to push down this team or push down these players, and it just seems a little bit unfair. But like we said, if that's how they're going to if that's how they're going to do it, then the players are going to take that on board and use it as ammunition. So
I see it as their problem, not ours.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have got to live by these takes. They're the ones that have chosen their way of life to go against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs machine. They've chosen it. They've got to live it. They've made their bed now. They're all stubborn, aren't they? They are stubborn, these people. So they're going to stick to their takes. They're going to die on those hills, and let them.
Do you expect Josh Allen to hang with Patrick Mahomes? Yes, I do.
The game was amazing. We were chilled, like you said, and it just feels like this is the minimum now for this team every single year. Yeah. And you look at the age of the team as well. They're young. They're young on defense. Chris Jones is only 26. Tyrann Mathieu still only 28, even though he feels like he's been around forever.
He feels like he's been around forever, doesn't he?
Frank Clark's 27. Then you've got this first round talent in L'Jarius Sneed, who somehow we managed to pick up late in the draft. You've just got so many young players on the defense, and then you've obviously got the offense. And Travis Kelce looks like he's getting better with age. Tyreek Hill still as quick as he's ever been. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. If they can sort out this offensive line, they are set to be great for a number of years. And it's just an exciting time for all of us. We've got 2 weeks now to look forward to for the Super Bowl, and it's just embrace it. Embrace it. 30 other teams, their season's over. They've got to wait till September. Not us. Yeah. We're still playing in February, and it's bloody excellent.
I feel like we have to pinch ourselves because we're going to 2 Super Bowls now, you know, in our lifetime, you know, back to back as well. And you know, something like that doesn't come around often. You know, you always hear, like, you know, when the Eagles won it, it was like, oh, they're the next dynasty, or they're going to go back to the Super Bowl. And, you know, all these teams that were like won it once and then just kind of just drifted off into the ether kind of thing. But, you know, this has been coming for the past, 2 to 3 years, like you were saying before. I mean, if you think about it, we were an offside away from actually getting into another Super Bowl before. This could be a three-peat.
Yeah.
This really could have been a three-peat, you know. And I think as Chiefs fans, yes, call out the bad takes, get involved with obviously the reasons why you think this team is the best and one of the greatest of all time, and just ride the wave of it, because we don't know when this is going to happen again at some point. I mean, yeah, we've got it's all set up to be brilliant, and like it could be the next dynasty that we're witnessing here, but don't take it for granted.
Yeah. I liken it to, sorry to go on about Arsenal, but I liken it to like Arsene Wenger's Invincibles. Like that team of the early 2000s, I already know that I'm never going to see an Arsenal side as good as that. Like my teenage years was the best Arsenal side I'm ever going to see in my life. And this is how I feel about this Kansas City team. This is going to be the best Kansas City team you will ever see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only in my early 30s. Brad's in his early 50s.
You cheeky. Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, it is. Don't worry, I'm noticing.
But this is like the pair of us. I hope to be on this earth for another 50, 60 years. And I know that this team for the next 10 is going to be the best I ever see. And so, as Brad rightly pointed out, enjoy it. We're going back to the Super Bowl.
What we've got planned actually for the rest of the week, well, the next 2 weeks, me and Tom are going to try and do 2 episodes a week for you guys to obviously listen to our takes, listen to our thoughts, expose awful takes as well, which Tom said he'll keep in his back pocket and whip out every now and again. We'll probably give you a bit more of our updates on obviously how the Chiefs are doing. You know, have a look at maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just to see how they're doing, and just try and get a little bit more involved in, you know, which way we think this is going to go. We all know which way it's going to go, but obviously we're just going to make it more entertaining for you guys, you know. But yeah, so hopefully we can get those two shows a week done for you, and you know, just try and enjoy this next 2 weeks, because there is going to be a lot of chatter, a lot of talk about these 2 teams, and all eyes are on these teams again. So especially the Chiefs, and it's going to be fun. So if you want to watch those videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon as well. We are on the Legion of Zoomcast YouTube channel now. We actually moved it away from the Brit Chief channel because we just wanted somewhere to put them at first, but we've got our own Legion of Zoomcast channel now. So if you can hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter as well, which is at Legion Zoomcast. You'll be notified when the next videos are out as well. So I think that's everything, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Just enjoy the next 2 weeks, bud.
I will.
Super Bowl bound. Anyway, thanks guys for watching all this, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Bye.